Well, if you haven't noticed yet, not only is real estate values up in San Diego, but rents skyrocketing, set to go even higher. My boy Benny Charles is here. What's up, brother?
My brother.
Gonna chat with you today.
Great to see you.
Great to see you too, man. I mean, rents are going up. It's driving people crazy. I get the calls from the single mom who's getting their rent raised and wants to buy a house. And rates are up, prices are up. It's equally difficult now.
Yeah.
It used to be that it was easier to rent a place. You go try to buy, and if you can't buy, you'll be able to rent something. Now we're seeing inventory on rentals super, super low. Rents up huge. Rent.com, in fact, 2-bedroom rentals in San Diego, their data, 35% higher
Crazy.
in 1 year for rents for a 2-bedroom apartment. So we're seeing rents go up a lot, and I've started to see that affect the real estate market from a demand perspective. When people call and say, hey, rent's so high, we thought we may as well buy.
Right.
And when you see interest rates going up as well, those two things kind of culminate in just sort of a positive element for the real estate market, don't you think?
Correct. Makes real estate go up. Rents going up.
Yeah.
Supply demand, inflation, mandates. It's all funneling rent up.
Yep. Rent higher. And one of the things that, when I look back, so I was, around for the crash and was involved in that. And I remember you could rent, there were so many houses for rent because everyone was a real estate investor.
Right.
So there was tons of houses for rent. Rent was super, super cheap. You could rent single family homes for $2,000.
Yeah.
And so in that market, there was no bedrock of strong rents. Whereas in this market, now it has been a bedrock for quite some time that rents are very strong. That helps because buyers look at it and go, well, if we're going to pay that much, we should own something. I can't flush that much money away on rent. I can't put that much money down the drain. We've got to be buying if we're spending that much. So when that happens and it continues, what it does is it causes this cycle. People go through this cycle of, rents are too high, so we're going to buy.
Right.
Oh, we're having a hard time buying. Let's go look at rent. Oh gosh, that's the same mess.
Same thing. Yeah.
So let's go back over here. We at least need to own.
Right.
And so people are kind of swirling around in that bowl. In the meantime, I don't know if you've seen in this data yet. I should have posted it on my channel already. But the market for Airbnbs and month-long rentals is going bananas.
You're kidding me. That's new to me.
Going bananas because it's the one place where people can go where you don't have a bidding war. There's no qualification process. It's a cash situation.
Right.
Hey, we can rent this place month to month for X number of dollars as long as we have the money.
That's got to be extremely high.
It's very expensive.
That's got to be $200-300 a night.
Yeah.
$6,000 a month.
Yeah. It's expensive,
Yeah.
but it's a place to live
Right.
while you're trying to figure it out. And so I think what we're seeing is that a lot of people who are in that limbo phase are going to an Airbnb. They're renting out, something that's expensive for them, but it's this is really the only option that they have because getting into a house is difficult. It's going to take time.
Right.
It could take weeks, months. So a rental is the exact same boat.
Yeah.
It's just in a different river, but you're in the exact same boat. You're in the rental river.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I've been seeing everybody on my page, and they're always complaining about rent, about greedy landlords, which I don't think is the landlords who are being greedy.
Well, landlords are catching up to the market.
They are.
That's all it is.
They have to do what they have to do to survive.
Yeah. I think a lot of landlords have been extremely friendly
Yes.
to tenants, and they haven't charged the full market rent, and they've been hovering in that 10 to 15 to 20% below market rent, and then market rents go up 40% in 2 years, and all of a sudden there's this huge gap, and they go, okay, I can't have that kind of gap.
Yeah.
I got to close that gap at least a little bit.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing now. We haven't really seen the greedy landlord phase yet.
Mm-mm.
That hasn't happened.
That hasn't happened.
But I think it might be coming.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to protect their assets. When you're told you can only raise rent, was it 8% a year or 8 or 9?
I think it's 5.
Is it 5%? I thought it was 8 or 9, but maybe 5. You're only allowed to rent at 5%. As a landlord, I would think, man, what if my roof breaks or has a leak? What if the water heater goes out? What if you think of all the ifs, so you're going to be forced to raise it the max immediately, just to protect yourself.
And that's what we're seeing.
That's exactly what we're seeing.
We're seeing people go, okay, I do need to raise it because I have a limited amount I can raise it unless I get a new tenant.
Right.
And I think sometimes that's sort of the actual move by the landlord is, okay, hey, we're going to raise max rent. Just want you to know we're going to raise max rent every year from here on out.
Yep.
And then the tenant goes, oh, okay, well, I don't really like that, so I'll move on, and then they get what they want. They get a new tenant where they can put it at market rent. But a lot of landlords still to this day don't even realize how much they could be charging for the rent of their properties. They don't even realize because they've got a good tenant, money's coming in, it's out of sight, out of mind.
It is.
It's just not on their radar. That's changing.
It's changing fast.
It's changing very quickly because it's in the national news.
Uh-huh.
Oh, rents are up, huge. And landlords are sitting there going, wait a minute, I haven't raised rent on these people in years.
Right.
And rents are up how much? So the marketing has been done now by media.
By the media.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to make the rent lower and help the people completely do the opposite.
Not helping.
Not helping at all. Man.
But I mean, nothing would help this market. I mean, nothing's going to make rent go down.
No.
You know, it's just, it's not because you need supply first.
Right.
We would see prices go down on homes before we would see rents go down.
That's the truth.
And even if prices go down on homes, rents still may not go down.
Right.
That's not guaranteed.
That is not a guarantee. It's crazy that San Diego's up so much. Was it 35%?
35% for 2-bedroom rental. Top 10 in increases. And they looked, and the number one for decreased rent was Kansas City, which I thought was weird.
That is odd.
Because Kansas City's a really robust, booming market, but maybe just overboomed a little bit. Maybe everyone's buying, and that's why the rent's down.
Right.
LA is on the list too for decrease.
We're talking about that. So
Yeah.
tell me your thought about LA again.
It's a garbage can. It just is.
It
I
is.
mean, I hate the fact that that's what it is.
It is.
I avoid it like the plague.
I wouldn't go up there.
I have no interest. Now, I have buyers who watch us on YouTube from all over the place. Bay Area, LA, Orange County, all over the world, really. And no offense to anybody. I'm just telling you what I think about. I have no desire to go to LA. I have no desire to live there. I have no desire to visit there. I probably will go there again sometime in my life, but it's just not a place that I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get to LA. And amazingly, LA prices are still higher than San Diego. Like if I look at some of these other markets, San Francisco, LA, people go, oh, well, it's because of median income. That's the reason.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's becoming less and less of an issue because you have people who can work from home and you have better jobs being built here in San Diego. I still think this is the best place to own ground in the world.
San Diego, you can't beat this.
You just can't beat this. It's just, I've been everywhere. I've been to you've been to Barcelona?
Yeah.
So Barcelona, they say, is the closest thing to San Diego. And it's nice. I do like Barcelona. I looked at the real estate prices while I was there, and prices were almost double what they are here. It was so obvious what a great value San Diego is when I got to that point of that realization, like, whoa, how much is it per square foot?
Right.
Or per square meter? I had to like do the math. But this is crazy. San Diego is a good deal. You just have to know what to compare it to. If you're comparing it to Arizona,
Yeah, can't do that.
it's not a fair comparison. If you want to live in Arizona, that's great. That's great. There's many great things about Arizona. It's just not San Diego.
Compare it to the Bay Area.
Right.
I would live here instead of up there.
Yeah, 100%. It's cold up there, man.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
We got Ghirardelli down here already.
And San Diego's so cool and laid back, and people
Yeah.
just are so friendly for the most part.
Yeah, no, it's a much more chill atmosphere. So I look at it like, okay, rising rents here, I don't expect that trend to stop anytime soon. I do expect it to continue to feed the bedrock of the San Diego real estate market, which I still think is undervalued compared to the top markets out there. Compared to New York, LA, Vancouver, San Francisco, the top real estate markets, even some of the ones now like Austin, Texas, is starting to get
Austin's flying up there.
some crazy stuff. It's happening very quickly. Boise, Idaho is another one that has huge price gains.
Tennessee?
Tennessee's doing well. Price is still reasonable in Tennessee,
Right, but they're flying.
but it's moving. It's moving quick. Florida's another one, but you don't have those high prices, and except for in a couple places in like Miami and high rises and stuff. But for the overall broader market, San Diego's still very much a good value in my opinion. And I think we're going to continue to see over the years as the world catches on to that, you're going to continue to see San Diego real estate outperform. And
I agree. That's what we're seeing, right? And we see all the trends, all the market, all the offers, everything. Just
Let me ask you about that right now.
yeah.
From a listing standpoint, like, have you started to see any kind of reduction in the number of offers that are coming in, or?
I saw that briefly because I think we talked maybe about a month and a half ago. And the way I gauge it is if I have about 30 people to my open house, I will have 5 to 7 amazing offers. Okay. And about 7 weeks ago, I did an open house and I had about 42 people come in. I had 2 offers.
Just 2, not amazing offers.
Just 2, and one was amazing.
Okay.
One wasn't.
Got it.
So we got a great offer for it, and did a wonderful job. That had me thinking maybe we're starting to slow down, but that was just a blimp, because then the next house I put on the market, 20 offers again, 20 offers again. So I don't know if that was just a blimp or a correction.
Probably just that happens in the market, and that's why you have to stay after it if you're a buyer.
Yeah.
Because you never know when the market's going to soften up for just a split second,
Right.
and you're going to be able to snatch a property.
You know what I am seeing right now? About three of my purchases that I've had right now, the appraisal's been horrible.
Coming in low?
Coming in low.
Huh. Interesting.
The only time it's not coming in low is a VA loan,
Okay.
which, that's a whole nother story, but that's why I love VA loans,
Me too.
Seems like the appraisers to kind of take care of their people.
Well, VA appraisers have a lot of leeway in an increasing market to do an appropriate job with the appraisal. They have the ability to consider a little bit more than conventional appraisals. I know everyone prefers conventional offers and stuff like that, but they don't have quite the same leeway.
I will take a VA anytime over conventional. If they have money, they're putting a little bit of money down.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it doesn't appraise, they're still putting the same amount of money down. It doesn't affect a single thing.
Right.
That's why I'll take a VA any day over conventional FHA. That's my go-to. Plus, we're helping our brothers out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, a lot of those ladies and gentlemen, their down payment is still over in Afghanistan or Iraq or who knows where. So I serve the VA community very proudly, and it's been tough. We've had our ups and downs, but I'd never abandon it for an easier deal or whatever. Start going conventional, become the jumbo guy. No, thank you. I'll be in there in the trenches with you, writing these offers and calling these listing agents on the weekends and doing everything I can to try to make it happen for you.
Yeah.
And so I'm really, really glad to hear that. I just don't hear it enough.
100%. And I think a lot of the sellers, they're not educated enough by their realtors that the VA, if you get a VA offer, I'm always educating my sellers saying this is the best offer you're going to get. The appraisal. They have money. This is what we want to go take. And if I have a listing and I get a VA, I'm always going to try to raise that with my seller. Obviously, it's up to the seller.
Yeah,
you're going to present everything openly and honestly. But if they're always going to ask my opinion, and I'm always going to be, this is VA, man.
Yeah.
I'm always going to take bring that up a little bit higher, a little notch.
Yeah, I appreciate that very, very much. And so the veterans out there who've been, staying at this game right now, which has been, it's a real battle out there. Just writing offers on properties, seeing properties, getting excited, going through that cycle as a buyer, like seeing one, really liking it, getting excited about it, not getting it, going through that over and over and over. It's trying.
It's trying.
It is.
I met with a VA, a veteran, did an open house, and I told him that one of my biggest regrets was not serving.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Benny, he said, there are people who serve, and there are people who serve those who served, and that's you.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that made me feel like $1 million. I'm like, that's what I am. I serve you guys, because I wanted to serve. I think that's a huge regret for me, because I wanted to be part of that brotherhood they have, that bond that they have.
Yeah.
But if I could be known as a person who serves them, oh man, I'm like, I was blown away by that line right there. I'm like, I love that line.
It's needed. The number one targeted demographic for scams is military.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, veterans are the number one targeted demographic for scams in the United States of America. Number one target. Has been for years.
Because they're so trustworthy.
They're trustworthy. They can be identified. There's certain things people can do to try to build trust with them quickly. And a lot of times they need to trust you because they have other things going on.
They have bigger stuff.
They're on deployment. They have a lot of things happening in their life, and they need to be able to trust you.
Right.
so that they can focus on other things.
Yeah.
And so they get taken advantage of. So they do need us. They do need guys like us who are civilians but are here to serve and help them. So I am honored to be one of those guys.
Dude, you're the VA guy. You know, I call you. I mean, I use you probably 90% for all my VA loans, unless a buyer has already a connection with another lender.
Sure.
But even then, hey Derek, what do you think about this? Does it sound right?
Yeah.
And you're like, thanks for calling, man. I'm known for the VA, and that made you feel pretty good. You know, I'm glad you do that.
Yeah, same here, brother.
That means a lot to me.
It means a lot here too, bro. Thanks for coming in, Benny. It's great to have you.
Bro.
Hey guys, share this with your friends. Let's help make them smarter than everyone else about rising rents in San Diego.